The evening sky bled with rain. The lights inside Ridgeway Café flickered as if even they were tired of pretending to shine. Behind the counter stood Elena, a thin young waitress in her early 20s. Her uniform was clean but old, the kind that carried the scent of struggle. Her mother was ill at home, her brother had given up school to work odd jobs. And yet, every morning, Elena wore the same tired smile. "Good evening, sir," she greeted each customer, voice soft, eyes hollow. The manager, Mr. Harris, barked orders from behind the till. "Elena! Move faster. Table 3's been waiting 10 minutes." She nodded and hurried, holding a tray that felt heavier than her hope. Just then, a quiet man entered, Daniel, wearing a gray coat and glasses. He looked like an ordinary office worker. No one knew he was the CEO of Ridgeway Enterprises, the company that owned this cafe chain. He often visited incognito to see the real picture, not reports, but truth. "Coffee, please," Daniel said gently. Elena smiled faintly and rushed to prepare it. But her hands shook, she was exhausted, hungry, and dizzy. The cup slipped. Hot coffee splashed on the floor. The cafe fell silent. Mr. Harris's face turned red. "You clumsy fool. You can't even hold a cup properly." "I'm sorry, sir, Sorry doesn't pay for broken cups." He pushed the tray from her hands. It hit the floor with a crash. Elena knelt, trembling, picking up the shards. Her lips quivered as she whispered, barely audible. "Please, don't kick me. I'm already hurt." Daniel froze. Those words hit him like lightning. He saw not a waitress, but a human soul begging the world for mercy. Daniel stood up. "That's enough," he said quietly. Everyone turned. Even the coffee machine stopped hissing. "Who are you to tell me what's enough?" Mr. Harris snapped. "A customer," Daniel replied. "And one who knows cruelty when he sees it." He knelt beside Elena, helping her pick up the broken pieces. Her eyes widened, no one had ever done that before. "Are you all right?" Daniel asked. Elena nodded quickly, hiding her tears. "I'm fine, sir. I'm used to it." "Used to pain?" he asked softly. She didn't answer. When Daniel left, he placed a small folded note under her tip. She found it later, hands shaking. "When life breaks you, remember, broken things still shine." For the first time that night, she cried, not because of pain, but because someone finally saw her. The next week, Daniel returned, still undercover. He watched silently as Elena worked, how she apologized even when it wasn't her fault, how she smiled to hide tears, how customers ignored her kindness. He asked around and learned everything. Her mother needed expensive treatment, her rent was overdue, and she often skipped meals to send her salary home. That evening, after the cafe closed, he found her sitting outside on the pavement, shivering under a broken umbrella. "Elena," he said softly. She looked up, startled. "Sir. You're back. I wanted to thank you. That coffee you made last time, it tasted like honesty." She laughed faintly. "I didn't even serve it properly. But you tried. And sometimes, trying is more powerful than success." She blinked away tears. "People don't usually say things like that." "I'm not most people," Daniel said. From that night, Daniel started visiting daily, not as a CEO, but as a friend. He brought her tea, listened to her stories, and watched the courage in her eyes despite her brokenness. But one night, Elena fainted mid-shift. Her body finally gave up. Daniel rushed forward, catching her before she hit the ground. "Call an ambulance," he shouted, his calmness gone. Hours later, Elena woke up in a hospital bed. Her mother sat beside her, crying in gratitude. "The doctor said someone paid for everything," she whispered. Elena blinked. "Who?" No one knew. Back at the café, the staff gathered nervously the next morning. A black car pulled up outside. Mr. Harris straightened his tie, a head office inspection, perhaps. The man who stepped out made everyone's heart drop. It was Daniel. No glasses. No gray jacket. Just confidence, quiet and commanding. "Good morning," he said coldly. "I'm Daniel Rhodes, CEO of Ridgeway Enterprises." The manager's face went pale. "Sir, I didn't know." "That's the problem," Daniel interrupted. "You didn't care to know." He walked to the middle of the café. This place was meant to serve people with warmth, not humiliation. Yet I saw a woman treated like dirt while giving her best every day. He looked at Elena, standing weakly by the door. "You deserve better. From today, you're no longer a waitress. You're the new assistant manager." Tears rolled down her cheeks. She covered her mouth, shaking. "Sir, I don't deserve this." Daniel smiled gently. "You deserve more than you think." He turned to the staff. "And Mr. Harris, you're dismissed." Weeks passed. Elena worked hard, healing slowly, not just in body, but in heart. She treated every worker kindly, remembering what it felt like to be unseen. Daniel continued to visit, sometimes for coffee, sometimes just to talk. Their bond deepened, quiet, unspoken, built on respect and kindness. One evening, after closing, Elena found a letter under her cup. "Dear Elena. The world often kicks those who are already down. But you taught me that even broken souls can rise with grace. You reminded me that power means nothing without compassion. Thank you for showing me the kind of leader I should be. Daniel." Elena pressed the letter to her heart. She looked out at the street, where rain once again tapped against the glass. This time, she smiled, not to hide her pain, but because she had survived it.